This week's episode is brought to you by having to pee. A byproduct of drinking over 8 cups of water a day, having to pee is the thing that just becomes more and more annoying as you drink more water or if you have like diabetes or something, or a bladder infection. Having to pee, the amount of times that I had to hold it during the episode while talking is like too much. Welcome to Nexus at Night, the only podcast that makes somebody change their major in college. I think. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And today we are talking about the V Extra Booster 9, The Raging Tactics.
Whoa.
Yeah, so...
Another one.
It's almost like we do these once a month or something.
I feel like all of these sets that have, like, Tachi, Spikes, whoever,
yeah,
all have, like, the same name.
What, just something
like
about...
the grand strategy,
yeah,
the aggressive thought process. Like,
yeah, if it's got Tachikaze or Megacolony in it, there's something about destroying stuff and something about being smart in there.
Yeah.
Right? The genius
and then there's
strategy.
fucking Spikes where it's always, like, like, just some nonsense, like, some fucking, like...
The reckless rampage.
Exactly. That's why.
We should just make a starter pack for these. Anyway, so this set contains Tachikaze, Spike Brothers, and Megacolony. And to those of us who haven't been on Nexus at Night for a set review, how this works is we go through the cards from the VRs all the way down to the double Rs and any commons or rares that interest us. As well, so a friend of ours from college that we know, his name's Hao, shout out to Hao, is so obsessed with Megacolony that he changed his major to entomology. That actually happened.
What a baller.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when he found out we were doing this episode, he asked to be on it, which I had to turn him down for because there's already 3 of us, but... He wrote this extensive-ass, like, list of bullet points for each of the high-rarity stuff, which might come in with each of the Megacolony things. So there's, like, a little bit of a garnish on top of Megacolony today.
I have a question that I'm sure the listeners are dying to be answered. What
Go
was
ahead.
Hal's major before entomology? Or before biology, I guess.
I think James was talking about it on a previous episode. It might have been the one where we were talking about... xenophobia.
But what was it?
I can't remember. The point was to lead you away from the question without actually having to say I can't remember. So
well,
thanks for that.
I am too. I am too stubborn to fall into that trap.
I mean, we all knew that it was gonna come to this anyways.
Sure. Matt, why don't you kick us off?
Alrighty, so the first card that we have is Thundering Sword Dragon Angerblader.
Which clan is this for? I couldn't figure it out.
Tachikaze. Although it could be Narukami, I guess, if you weren't.
Yeah.
It is a grade 3 Excel unit with 12k power, of course.
And it's got
it
thunder
has
in the
an
name.
act on Vanguard Circle only, where you can put a rear guard face down as an equipped gauge for another rear guard. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So you throw something in the equip gauge, pop something. Easy enough.
So it's not even from the deck, though. You're picking a different rearguard.
That's right.
So that's cool.
They're kind of one for one of your opponent, but you get an equip gauge, so I guess you're like up. And then it has when it attacks on Vanguard Circle only, you can counterblast 1, stand 3 of your rear guards with 3 or more equip gauges each, and all your front row units get power plus 5,000 until end of turn.
That's pretty cool.
So you keep shoving equip gauges under people, and then they get then you can start doing shit when they have a bunch of equip gauges.
Yeah.
This is interesting in that this does not retire your units in any way.
No.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
Just... It's like, you're taking metal dino parts and attach them to other dinos.
Yeah.
To build the best dino.
Pretty much. But this also means that, so typically in Tachikaze, stuff that retires other things is typically by the Vanguard. Not always, but most of the time. And this means that because this doesn't retire your own stuff, or not explicitly you're still getting rid of something. This means that you want to have a front row that's not moving. You want something that is static and that you build up equip gauge on. So his whole restand still incentivizes you keeping your front row safe, which means that I think they single-handedly kind of gave an advantage that Tachikaze had before, which was not giving a fuck when your stuff got blown up. Oh, you're going to retire my Blight Tops. Thanks for the free cards, mate. Now it's just Nova Grappler. Kind of.
Yeah, so one thing that is interesting about his first act skill is it is not once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of just mash this shit for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you could discard 5 cards, put like 2 equip gauge there, 3 equip gauge there, or like 2/2/1 or something, and then like blow up your opponent's fucking board if you so chose.
Like, this is a great way to deal with, like, if you run 6 draws or something, the normal draw triggers, you're like, fuck it.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Shove them in, and put them in the equip gauge. It also means it's a way to get gauge without decking yourself out as fast, so that's an advantage to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this overtakes Gigarex as the main grade 3. I'm sure it does, but could be otherwise.
I'm not sure.
It almost seems like sideways power creep. Like you have the 2 different decks now.
Yeah.
Or you just play both.
Makes sense.
I mean, that is the option.
Also doing that in Narukami with Detonic Drill and Gauntlet Buster.
Hey, fair.
Also, god damn it, the clan order on the list means we can't actually segue the decking out thing.
Damn, that was so close.
Too bad.
Except instead, we now have Dead Heat Bull Spike. So this is a grade 3 for Spike Brothers, 13k, Force Gift.
I like it.
Yeah. On Vanguard Circle, when your unit attacks, you can Soul Blast 1 and move all of your Force markers to that unit's circle.
What?
Sure.
I'll get to that in a second. And then, also on Vanguard, when the attack of your unit on a circle with a Force marker does not hit, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and retire it. So,
oh my god, plussing in Spike Brothers? What the hell?
Wait, I know. It's Maelstrom Reverse.
Dude. Dude, it totally is. Holy shit. Living Proof's gonna be so mad at us.
Yeah, he is. It's gonna be great.
I need to the Discord again, just so he can be mad at me.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that first skill, for a long time people were like, why there's a football aesthetic but it doesn't feel like football. So that's when you still had the charge mechanic and that was like whatever. This is actually, you're passing the Force marker back and forth like a football.
So the real Force markers were the friends we made along the way.
God damn it, I knew that was coming. So this dude is, so it's a way to like use Spike Brothers' soul that it builds up passively through things like Bracky and Wonder Boy,
especially in standard where it's not typically like using it for much. I don't think.
I mean, why would you use this in premium? Honestly,
well, you can't stride and use that effect, so it's not as important, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a way to like deal with that. But I think it becomes a separate deck than General Safe Read. Possibly. Or you could, maybe it's a run both and see what happens.
And if they have any way to like recall rear guards during the battle phase, you could like force markers around and just be really obnoxious with it.
Yeah. I think the best person to talk to about this would be Living Proof, who has been doing his recruiting reports for literally every Spike Brothers card in this set. So we're not the authority on this, and go watch his videos. What?
In general, this card seems like pretty good, though. Being able to just shove like 3... Actually...
Okay.
No, the Stacking Force 2 doesn't work, so...
Well, okay, so you're not... The Force 2 thing is better on the first ride. So... You're only going to have one Force Gift, but moving it around on all 3 attacks means you can put a lot of pressure early. And then every subsequent ride, you would just... like
kind of sit there.
Yeah, it sucks you can't like fan them out. So I guess this
although it is a way to gain advantage early too, so it might be that you run this first and then switch into Siegfried or Seyfried.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to do it. Yeah, but most of these skills do not involve putting a card, or none of these skills involve putting a card from hand into soul. So good for them. Yeah. Moving on.
Nice, they did it.
Alright. True Demonic Rifle Rogue, Gunning Colio. He is a grade 3 Protect gift. Have 12k, a Megacolony. So he Vanguard, when placed, it gets power plus 5000, drive plus 1, then mill the top card of your opponent's deck. If it's grade 3 or greater, it gets another 10,000 power and drive until the end of the turn. And then act Vanguard once per turn. Soul Blast at grade 3, mill the top card of your opponent's deck, and your opponent cannot call the same grade as that card from his or her hand till the end of turn.
So what I'm seeing is that on the first skill you mill a trigger every time, and the second skill you mill a grade 3 every time.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems. See, my first instinct is that this is very like medium. Like it has a very high ceiling if you can get its skill off completely, and also has a really low floor if you do that.
Yeah,
I think what I hate most about these cards is I don't know what I'm getting out of it.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyways, our friend Hao believes that this is definitely deserving to be the VR. It is a utility card like Zerakiel, this is true. I think, like, just having the extra drive inherently when you ride means this is going to be a pretty strong advantage engine as long as you can keep riding. And then, he says to make your opponent not ever feel safe, but I don't know, like, it's so coin flippy. It's I guess coin flip isn't right. It's like a dice roll because you have 4 grades, potentially
There's like
5.
probably 25% chance or less that you get the first skill to go off, and approximately like a 33% chance, or like a 33% chance it matters a lot, and then like varying percents that it matters like it's probably like in the area of like 45% chance that it does something to your opponent's guarding strategy.
Yeah,
but like, and it doesn't stop protect gifts, right?
No, it doesn't.
So like, mix percentages what you will. It's just like I dislike cards that I don't know what I'm getting out of, if that makes sense.
I mean,
yeah,
I would say the same, but at least in Leopold's case, it's one or the other, and they're both positive. Whereas this is either positive or nothing.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know, like low floor, high ceiling.
So one question that comes to me with this card is this milling my opponent's deck, right? That is technically a win condition one could have in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is it? So what, as we're going through this set, the question I want to keep like in the back of my mind is like, are there any Megacolony cards kind of supporting this opponent mill strategy? And that's kind of like the other side of this card, because if there is, then now you have a card that's kind of doing 2 things at once, which is much different than a card that's kind of like getting effect or not.
I mean, I like the idea of Vanguard having a bona fide mill deck. That would be kind of neat. Also, for some reason, I play 2 decks that like to mill themselves, and I guess Boucherode is like, let's give the middle finger to Atlas in particular, because he plays Grand Blue and Great Nature. So fuck him,
stop.
I guess. Yeah, sure, that's gonna work.
So yeah, looking at this card, I just can't decide.
Okay, on the plus side, you will at the least get a protect gift and an extra drive check. That is always going to happen.
Yes.
Now, you don't really get to do anything after that turn. Like, if you're stuck on him for whatever reason. Like, or if you... Now, then again, this is in a deck that has 2 cards that search grade 3s, so probably not.
Yeah.
But,
I want to compare him to Imperial Daughter because... like, they kind of have the same vibe going for me, except, like, his additional benefit is kind of locked behind this dice roll of milling your opponent's deck, where Imperial Daughter, you just kind of need to ride it twice.
Yeah. I mean, plus side with the first effect is that it's free, so...
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. And then for the second still, it's like, oh my god, too slow.
Yeah, I mean... you definitely play this card, if nothing else, because it's an advantage engine, so...
Sure.
I'm just gonna stick to my medium rating, because... fucking, I don't know.
Alright. Cool. Matt?
So, next card is an old favorite, Destruction Dragon Dark Rex.
It's like the exact same art.
So
no, it is not. Not
no,
even
this
close.
art is actually much worse.
Yeah. No, the old art was much cooler. There was like red on it. This is like just kind of sallow.
I also don't like how the body is shaped. Anyway, it's a grade 3 Excel gift, all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And it has an act in drop zone that says, if your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater and you did not ride during this turn, you can discard 2 equipped gauge and ride this card as stand or call it to rearguard circle. And then it has a continuous on Vanguard or rearguard circle that during the battle it attacks. This unit gets power plus 2,000 for each of your equipped gauges. So, could be big.
I kind of like it. I'm not like too jazzed by it. Like the old Dark Rex, where you could superior ride in the middle of the battle phase. This is like early Vanguard before break rides even. So that was cool. That was like something that captured the imagination. This is just kind of okay. I either get a rear guard or an Excel gift, I guess. I mean,
what I like about this card is that it's giving your equip gauge like inherent value now.
Yes, instead of
because now you can spend equip gauge to play cards.
Yes. Yeah. Before it was just either the cards go to your hand or they are spent for other effects, and not even that. It was like Gigarex, and that was kind of it.
So I think it's possible this card's just good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a good 2-of. Like if you have a 4-3-2 thing going on.
Yeah, like worst case, you like discard this thing to a PG, call it next turn off, like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go off.
Or hell, even like I'm stuck on 2, and I get this off an equip gauge, and then I, it gets killed off or intercept, whatever. Now it's in drop zone.
You heal it out of your damage or something.
Yeah, and then you can get a ride without using your hand. So you get, if you're doing Excel 2, that is a +2.
Yeah.
So, it's not very flashy. I think it would have been cool if it was like end of battle that Vanguard attacked. Something. Maybe like up the cost a little bit so you can do a superior ride. I don't know.
I said it before. I like cards that I know what I'm getting out of it. I know this card is always going to do what its text says.
Yeah.
And it's like it's making the equip gauge do something that it doesn't normally do.
Correct.
Which is really, really nice. And it's like it effectively turns equip gauge into plusing. So now if you combine it with the VR, right? You play like maybe a draw figure from hand. Hey, I'm going to make this an equip gauge. Pop your guy. All right, I'm going to put another rear guard in that maybe kind of has lost its usefulness. Pop your other guy. I'm going to discard these 2 equip gauge. Only call Deathrex as Excel circle.
Yeah.
And you're like, if you have any equip gauge laying out, hitting 24, which is nice. Or I guess if you have the Excel 2, it's hitting 19. Which is still good.
Yeah.
So like, it's nice numbers.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not very flashy. Also, one problem with like Tachi's things, like if you didn't recover equip gauge, it was kind of lost forever. Now this is something that almost wants to be equip gauge. Where you're like, all right, cool. Now this is in the drop zone where I can use it again. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's cool about equip gauge too is you see a lot more cards like over the course of the game.
Yes.
So you're like more likely to find like even low numbers of this guy.
Yeah.
So like playing 2 is like really, really appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just realized that
like as long as you can just add on to what Matt said, like if you draw it, fine, you play it, and then if it ends up in your drop zone, however, then you can just play it with its ability. So
it's just kind of nice. Right? Oh, go on. Sorry.
Like I'm just saying, like it's kind of nice to have, and then I guess you hope never to ride it.
I mean, even if you write it right, it gives you Excel circle, draws a card. It kind of sucks, right?
Yeah.
But then if you ride over it and you soul blast it, you're like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. And even if you do ride it, it's still like it still gets power as a Vanguard, so it's not a complete, bust. You at least get like a big Vanguard.
Yeah.
Unoptimal.
Unoptimal.
It's very underwhelming. But the fact that you can soul blast and get value by not only by the effect that you soul blast it to get, also by the fact that it's just in your drop zone now.
Yeah. This is almost like Tachikaze's Rising Phoenix.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good shit.
Yeah,
I like it.
Good shit.
So there's another triple R for our favorite armored dinos. Clear out a dragon, Sweeper Crocanto.
Sweeper Crocanto.
These names are absolutely absurd, and I cannot. So this has it is a grade 2 9K for Tachikaze. It has an auto on rearguard circle once per turn. When it attacks the Vanguard, you can put the top card of your deck face down as equip gauge for this unit. And that's only on rearguard circle. And then it says continuous rearguard circle. This unit gets power plus 5,000 for each of this unit's equipped gauges, and if it has 3 or more equipped gauges, it cannot be chosen by your opponent's card abilities.
Remember what I was talking about with Anger Blader, where you're incentivized to keep your front row alive?
Yeah.
You rang? Like, this is
that guy.
Yeah, it's that guy. It's that boy.
I mean, I assume everyone's just going to play forward this card and call it a day?
Oh, of course. I
Yeah.
mean, this
card is nuts.
This takes over the role of Megarex, who was like your big beat stick.
This guy not only gives you equipped gauges, also a beat stick.
Yeah. Oh,
and eventually he can't target.
Yeah, and also, his base power stays the same on the opponent's turn with gauges.
Oh, yeah. You have 3 equipped gauges on this guy, he's 24k, can't be targeted on your opponent's turn. Get fucked, kids.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Seems great.
This is also great in premium, too, because then you're like, suck a lemon, fucking Denial Griffin.
Yeah, it's just like, alright, 29k your face, and you're like, well, fuck me, I guess. This card's fucking great.
One thing that Excel clans have a little bit of a problem with is that not enough like grade 2s want to be in the not Excel circle. I think this is one of the guys who wants to be not in the Excel circle.
Well, obviously.
Because he can do whatever the fuck he wants anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just be wanting to jam fucking Death Rex over in the fucking Excel circle. Or Dark Rex, sorry, not Death Rex.
Yeah. Dark Rex would be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Because that guy, if he's only getting 5k, he can still, if let's say you have 6 equipped gauges. Let's say you have two of these let's say you have, one of these clear out dragons with, 3 equipped gauges, and some guy with, 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then Death Rex over there in the Excel circle is, 29k.
Yeah.
Which is a good number.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. All right. This one I'm a little excited for vicariously, if that makes sense. Welcome back, Bad End Dragger. So if anyone
I played a little bit of this guy.
Yeah, if you remember the break ride from back in the day. So his new version is 13k force gift. On Vanner Rear, when it attacks, you can counterblast 1 and put a rear guard on the bottom of your deck, and this unit gets plus 5k and plus a crit until the end of the battle. That's fine. The other skill is when it's rode upon, you call this card to rear guard and retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the column where it was called.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I like this card. It's sweet.
So, both of those skills are pretty solid, and I can think of no downsides. What I can think of is a super funny upside for premium format. So I want to introduce you all to a little stride named Divine Hand Good End Dragger. So, from way long in the past, his skill is Counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand, put it into your soul. At the end of the battle that he attacked a Vanguard, if you have a heart card with Bad End in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, put this card in your G-Zone face up. Search your deck for 2 grade 3 cards. Choose 1 from among them, call it to an open rear, and ride the rest as rest, and shuffle your deck. So, the way the ruling for this works is that if you have all 5 rear guard circles full up, you ride both of the grade 3s that you search off of this effect, one after the other, and both ride skills are then procced one after the other. So, if you stride over Bad End Dragger, and then you search another Bad End Dragger and say, I don't know, a Bull Spike, and then ride them both, you then get 2 force gifts, 2 free Bad End Draggers called to rearguard circle, and a retire on both columns. And then if you attack with them and you're throwing the ball back and forth, you can then add crits to that.
That's hilarious.
Right?
Yeah.
That's great.
This sounds like fun.
It almost made me want to pick up Spikes for premium, but I didn't because I have too many fucking decks anyway. So,
right?
Yeah, this dude's pretty solid, but just that premium combo is so fucking spicy. If only, right?
Well, Spikes only has the spiciest premium combos. To be fair,
that's true.
Yeah.
But this also means that you can run Bull Spike in premium and still get his effects off because both of those are passive. So, with Good End Dragger, you're still doing it.
Yeah, my braid is much too small to play Spikes in premium, I think.
I mean, you're the one with your masters. We're sitting over here.
Yeah, and my brain is too small, so.
Okay.
Gotta make them big brain plays.
All right, whatever. Other one is, there's another one, Mr. Powerback Ronaldo. So he's a 10k grade 2. On Vanna Rear, when placed from hand, You counterblast 1, put a card from your hand into soul. Up there it is. Putting a card from your hand into soul, it's back. Look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as your Vanguard's grade. Call up to 3 cards from among them to rear, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order.
Hey, I love Gold Paladin cards.
Yep. So this is just Gyro Slinger as a grade 2, except you can call more stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
This card has to be good, right? Like, it's Counterblast 1, discard 1, call 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do it when you ride grade 2.
Yeah, or you can call
Yeah.
2 and fucking, why not?
Yeah.
This card seems nuts.
Here's the fun thing with this. Even if you call a trigger off of it, you can just use Bad End to put it back in deck.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
God forbid you call this idiot during the battle phase or some nonsense.
Yeah, or in Premium, you can then look at 4 cards from the top of your deck.
That's true. That's disgusting.
Yeah. So this guy is unequivocally good, and I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be. So
I mean, I like inherent +2s, dude.
Yeah.
me too.
Big fan.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I love being able to rush people early.
Yeah.
Don't we all? Suck on that. What's his name? Spike Bouncer.
So,
Uh,
speaking of break rides.
Unrivaled Blade Rogue, Cyclomatooth. So, he is a grade 3 Protect Gift, 12k. Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When it attacks, you can when it attacks a Vanguard, you can Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Gets 10,000 power until the end of the turn. Then mill the top card of your opponent's deck, and if it's a grade 1 or greater card, it gets critical until the end of turn. And then when rode upon, your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand, discards it, and your Vanguard gets 5,000 power until end of turn for each of that card's grades.
Why couldn't they word the other guy's ability like this?
What, 1 or greater?
If you mill it,
instead of-
yeah, grade 1 or greater is like 2/3 of your opponent's deck.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time, this idiot's gonna get a fucking crit.
Yep.
No. I mean, getting the Nubatama effect by being rode upon is nice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This seems like a nice like first ride or something because you can at least get the.
Like, it's a nice pressure unit because it has that. It'll most likely have the crit.
It's a crit or your opponent's build a trigger or whatever.
Yeah, and then like has the inherent power gain from 10,000 power. It does not call itself after being railed upon, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
And Bad End Dragger smiles to himself. Yeah.
And also that one Narukami kind of break ride. I think the Tonic Stinger.
Yes.
Right.
So this card's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's pretty sweet. Hal says that, like, we're probably not going to use the ride effect just because gunning Colio is more consistent as an advantage engine. Like, this doesn't get you anything to, like, survive other than the inherent protect gift, but... And I don't remember, like, how good Megacolony's advantage engine is.
They have an easy way to search grade 3s. That's kind of the extent of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, the break ride skill is kind of limited by just wanting gunning Colio for that advantage.
Yeah. So on Howe's notes, he says, for the last bullet point for Cyclomatooth, in Premium, it will have a spot, probably replace Antlion. To that, I say no. Like, at all. Because you are not guaranteed the crit. Even if it's 2/3 of the time, you're not guaranteed the crit, and the point of Antlion is to pressure with crits. So even though you are spending more resources to get the crit ability and the Sentinel block, you want that over just, okay, I don't have to use any cards in hand, but maybe I'll get a crit. Like you said, you like cards that you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And if Antlion is your win condition combined with Zoa or something, then Cyclomatooth is not needed for that role. Now, it's a pretty good as, like, the Gridora Stride that lets you search a grade 3 and call it. This is pretty good for that, because you can just go, alright, call it from deck, and this is a good attacker. It's not time for Antlion yet, but I need a good, like, beat stick. This is good for that. That's really all I can say about it.
I guess I'm just gonna come down on calling it medium, like gunning Colio, except this one is more, like, definitive. Like Hal said, it's a good pressure tool, and then, yeah, like, I think Gun and Coleo's advantage engine kind of overrides the break ride ability. So our other triple R, a spear attack mutant, Megalara Lancer. Jesus, that is a name.
What is with these names? Yeah. Alright then.
It is a grade 2 9k, so auto rearguard. When it attacks a vanguard, it gets 2,000 until end of battle for each of your opponent's rested rearguards. Then you can put a rearguard into your soul, and your opponent can't intercept until the end of turn.
So 21k, no intercepts.
Okay.
Oh no, rest rearguards. So 19k, no intercepts.
And I guess, like, you can accelerate to grade 3, but isn't Gun and Coleo an act? Yeah, it's an act ability, so that doesn't really matter.
I mean, what's even the point? Like, whenever Bushiroad has, like, these no intercepting abilities as the end goal, it's very underwhelming because I think they put more into intercepting than people think.
Yeah.
The only thing this really hurts is, like, oh, protect 2, but it's like, who cares, really?
I feel like you're just gonna, like, you'd play this guy as like a 19k beater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Hal said that it's a soul engine, which, sure, I guess you can use it with Cyclomatooth, and then, like, he said he can accelerate grade 3s with it, but, like, you're probably not going to call any grade 3s until you've already ridden to grade 3, so accelerating it doesn't really matter, because you can only shove it in the battle phase, which means, like, by the time you can actually take advantage of that grade 3 in the soul, it'll have already been your second grade 3 turn.
Best way I can think of it is, like, if you have the grade 3 you want to use, and then Lancer, and then you stick a grade 3 in the back row for whatever reason, and then do that in the battlefield. Like, that's the only way I could think of it.
Yeah, but I just don't really see a reason. You don't get Cyclomatooth's break ride, and it doesn't really accelerate Gun and Coleo.
I mean, literally the only thing that works with it in that way is Antlion. Set up Antlion. That's kind of it.
I guess.
He says probably play some in premium as is an early game tool. It's not a bad idea just to be a beat stick. It's fine, I guess.
I guess in premium it's a little better for accelerating Antlion. I don't know, this card seems a little underwhelming to me.
Makes sense. There's a cat.
So next is now we're at the double R's. This is the Tachikaze double R's Turbo Smilodon. It's a Robocat, and this card is very simple. Grade 2 9k when on van or rear when placed or when it attacks a vanguard. You may put the top card of your deck face down as an equip gauge on one of your rear guards.
Free skill works when you ride it, and when you attack, fucking why not?
It's like if you ride this on your grade 2 and you call a stupid grade 1 because you know you're a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Or you might just do it because you know you're gonna have to ride this idiot. Then you're just like, cool. Let me just dump 2 equip gauges on this idiot.
Yeah.
Just right there, bam, got him.
So free.
So this card kind of not really much to say about it.
Yeah.
I think the other cards kind of make it give a little more sense. So let's go ahead and talk about Savage Academian. Grade 2 8k.
Oh shit. Better be worth it.
Ooh.
Act on rearguard circle only. You can Soul Blast 1 and rest this unit to call one of this unit's equip gauges to rearguard circle.
Okay.
No counterblast. Does use a Soul Blast and resting unit to call an equip gauge to rearguard circle.
So stick this behind Vanguard and just use it as a farm, basically?
Yeah, basically.
Alright. Here's another thing.
You could do that, or you could kind of shove it in like the back of one of your columns. It's like not really like that you have something big in front, so it's not really important that it be boosting.
Yeah.
Depending on like what numbers you need. Yeah.
However that is. I mean, this seems like a tech card more than anything else, but still.
I will say, writing this is fucking awful.
Yes, it is. That's why, I mean, tech. Okay, here's the fun thing you can do. So, with Anger Blader, you put a rearguard that's like an on-call ability that you've already used as an equip gauge for Academian, to retire something. and then use Academian Skill to then call that thing back out and reuse the skill.
So it should be noted that Academian Skill is not once per turn.
Yes, but it does involve...
But it does require her to be rested.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that Anger Blader's restanding stuff is in the battle phase, because I would have been...
Right? Imagine
the fuckery.
Yeah, they just need to print some nonsense that stands units during our main phase, so you can just go off. But, you know, even if you get, like, a couple cards out of this, like, it's still pretty valuable. And the fact that you could look at your equip gauge, right?
Yes. The opponent cannot, you can.
Right. So you could always, like, choose, like, the best of your equip gauges. So now, like, you're rewarded for having, like, more equip gauge in the sense that, it gives you more selection of what cards you want.
Yeah.
And, like, if you put, like, an equip gauge under your Academian that's already good, like, you know, Dark Rex or something, then you can just be like, all right, I'm not going to put additional equip gauges on Academian because I already know I have something good under there.
Yeah.
So, like, you can always, like, make those decisions as you go. But, like, the problem with it is that having equip gauges under her is not useful, like, other than paying it for stuff. And, like, meeting conditions occasionally.
Yeah. The problem with Tachikaze is that their grade 2 lineup is rather crowded.
Yes.
It was before this, and it will be, and it is because of this set. The cat, the sweeper, and then this guy, like, you're gonna be hard pressed to find space.
Just like less grade 1's forehead.
I guess so. I mean, also Savage Raider is another one. I think you might, like, I think you can run a deck that is less focused on retiring your own stuff, so that you can take out things like Mega Rex to make room for the newer stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems pretty good. I find it funny that they made her an SP for some reason.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, then.
So the next card is Sharp Thorn Dragon Pole Canspine. These fucking names, like, actually absurd. So it is a grade 1 7k, so it is a little understated as well. And it has auto, when it is retired from your guard circle, activate all of the effects below according to the sum of the number of your equipped gauges. 1 or more, soul charge 1. 2 or more, counter charge 1. 3 or more, move all of this card's equipped gauges to one of your other rear guards.
I love this thing.
This thing's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much sold at counter charge 1, soul charge 1. And then you get to keep the equip gauges you put on this idiot.
Yes.
Like, come on. Seems
Okay.
great to me.
This is crazy, and yeah, this is like an instant 3 to 4 of. Just Jesus fuck, we needed that. They needed that so bad.
Yeah, this card's sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good on him.
It's not terrifying at all.
No.
It's like almost cute. It's like weird.
It's utility, but it's oh, you mean
It's a
the
purple
art?
dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
art.
art is like
Yeah.
it's a purple dragon.
So basically, this is Barney the dinosaur for Tachikaze. Got it.
It's a mecha Barney the dinosaur. That's exactly right.
Yep. Somebody Photoshop that and tweet us at Nexus.
Except it's a Barney the dinosaur if when you killed Barney you got resources.
Yes.
So it's like a pinata Barney, I guess.
I believe that was after the series finale. Selena Gomez murdered him and ate his tasty entrails.
Wait, was she on that show?
She was when she was a kid. Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah. All right.
Fucking rich parents, man.
Yep. All right. Gunwild Wolf. It's a grade 3, 13k with the Force gift, and this dude just looked like Remus Lupin went into football. So on Vanderveer, when it attacks, you can Soul Blast 3 grade 3s. Okay.
Jeez.
And put any number of rear guards in the bottom of your deck in any order. And until the end of that battle, when your opponent would call cards from his or her hand to guard circle, he or she can only call the number of cards or more as the number of cards put on the bottom of your deck for this cost. God damn, that was a mouthful. That's weird.
What?
Yeah, like...
I mean, Spikes does like to put cards from hand into soul, so...
I got
I guess-
that, and like General Safe Read, right? But,
Mhm.
okay, so with this dude, the max you can make them guard with is 4. It's the number
Yeah,
of...
why not 5? If you ride on your Vanguard circle, you could just put your entire board back into the bottom of your deck. They can only guard with 5 cards from their hand.
I mean, it's not putting himself, right?
Well,
Yeah, but you can
be
ride
on your
him.
Vanguard circle.
Oh, right. I mean, I guess, but
So yeah, just rewind your whole board, and then your opponent can only call 5 cards to guard.
sure. So it's like however many you put back exactly.
No, or more. So like 5 plus cards.
Yeah. So if this ends up being played, it seems like you would just save your PGs for, before, and then just save your big shields for this. I don't know. It just seems like Waterfall did it better.
I think this card's not good.
Me neither.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
I
card
would
is
not-
funny, but I don't know if you're gonna accomplish anything with it other than dunking on someone in hilarious fashion.
Let me tell you where this card loses me. At Soul Blast 3 grade 3s.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the kicker.
I'm like, what?
Why couldn't it just be Soul Blast 3? That's fine. Like you're already getting rid of your whole board. Like
Or those like 2 grade 3s.
yeah.
But somebody is going to play this, and they're going to dunk on their opponent hilariously.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because who can actually afford to call 5 cards to guard consistently for 3 attacks?
Probably no one. It's when it attacks.
Honestly-
So it's only for his battle. It's not like you're doing it every time. But
Right.
yes.
So.
Oh, it's
maybe-
only when he attacks.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like even worse.
Okay, now imagine if this was like an axe skill, right?
Oh yeah, this card would be suddenly sweet.
Yeah, because you flush your whole board away, and it's like okay, and then you spend the rest of your hand to make a new board, and then just okay, gotta use 5 or more cards every time I attack, and I'm using general safe read. If I hit, I'm restanding stuff too. So
You
like
just try to kill him.
yeah, no, that would be pretty awesome. But no, this is just kind of
And then
medium
someone
minus.
tries to use this in premium and gets to now Griffined.
Yep, and also they made this one the SP because why not?
Can we pretend this card doesn't exist?
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Deranged
All right.
Thaddeus, 10k grade 2. On rear, when it attacks, counterblast 1 and move all of your force markers to this unit circle. Okay. And then
Okay.
when its attack hits, if this unit's circle has a force marker, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it.
Also okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like you would do this in general safe raid more. Like as a 2 of maybe, because it's when he attacks, it's either you retire something or you retire something and restand.
Mhm.
So fine, medium plus, I guess. Not too crazy.
It's just fine.
And then the one after that, because I guess they put 3 in a row. Cool. Snapper Devil. This one sounds almost dirty. The name. It's 8k grade 1 on Van. When its attack hits, draw cards. They gave him their own.
Yo, I love cards that say that.
I know, right? So just turn 2, you're going first. Sweet. Guard it or I draw a card. And then on rear, when it boosts, you can counterblast 1 and move all of your force markers to the boosted unit circle.
A lot of this moving a force marker things.
Football.
I mean, sure.
I mean, the what you would want to do in this case is put 2 of them on the corners in the back row, and then just pass it back and forth
Mm-hmm.
with safe read. So yeah, seems pretty good. I like that one better than the grade 2, than Thaddeus. And also just being an on-hit draw on turn 2 is super good. So yeah, kick it, root beer.
Alright. Prismatic Mutants, Stagger 7. So, grade 3, no force gift, 12k, or no gift, 12k. So, auto, rearguard circle, when it attacks a Vanguard, if all the units are rest, cost counterblast 1 until the end of that battle, this unit gets power plus 20,000, then you can soul blast 2 grade 3s. Your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand, discard it, and they can only call cards with the discarded grade from hand.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right.
This is what Hal claims is the real finisher, because you have a sort of guard restrict, although I think if they can afford it, your opponent will just discard a grade 0 and have the best shields for that. But It is still very large at 32,037 if you play Protect 2. Hal says you're probably only going to play a couple of it because it has no gift, so you really don't want to ride this card. And you really, because you have to Soul Blast 2 grade 3s, you're really saving it for that last turn.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And everything must be rested, including your own stuff, so he's the last attack of your turn.
Oh, yeah.
Now, does Megacolony have a way to rest? I assume Megacolony has ways to make sure all the opponent's shit is rested at all times.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
have
nothing
lots of
that we've
stuff.
seen, but they have other stuff.
Mhm.
Although, if you're rebuilding the deck to kind of fit with the new theme, I don't know how much stunning stuff you have.
Right.
I'm not sure either. Like,
Yeah.
in Premium, you have, like, lots of stuff that's like, alright, rest everything, because fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
there's a starter that's like, counterblast, put in soul, draw a card, rest everything on your opponent's side. Like,
But it would be
it's
pretty
everywhere.
annoying if my opponent had the out of just not boosting Vanguard ever. And just, like, putting a unit back there and, like, negating this ability.
I mean, I would.
Right.
Yeah. I guess it depends on what kind of deck your opponent is using. If you're paying attention to all their cards and it doesn't look like they have any stun or they only have very few stuns, then I would just, like, leave a card standing.
Mm-hmm. Seems good.
Makes sense. What else we got?
Machining Ornamental.
What?
Yeah. I'm just gonna... Even Hal is wondering what the fuck this name is.
Yeah, he writes Machining
It's a grade
Ornamental.
3...
He writes Machining Ornamental double R. What kind of name is that? Close parentheses.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, grade 3, 12k, Force Gift. So, Auto, Vanguard,
You mean
Rearguard, one
Protect Gift?
place. Oh, yeah, Protect Gift. I don't know why I keep saying Force Gift.
He's used to Bermuda.
I mean, Protect 2 is kind of a Force Gift. So, Auto, Vanguard, Rearguard, one place. Rest all the other Rearguards and perform one of the effects below. Or you can Soul Blast a grade 3 Machining and perform both instead of one. Choose all of your rested Rearguards and get power plus 5,000 until end of turn. Or your opponent can only stand up to 2 of their units on their next stand phase.
What?
One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
Why would you not choose the second one, ever?
What, you don't want to give power to your rested rearguards? Come on, man.
I mean,
that's Machining's gimmick, is they rest their own stuff and then restand themselves.
well, that's meant to work with Spark Hercules, sure, but just... Jesus Christ. And it's yet another Soul Blaster grade 3. Why?
It has to be a Machining card now, too.
Oh my god.
Like, it's a good card. You can force your... Although, if your opponent only had 2 units to begin with, that's just kind of an oof.
Yeah. I love How's notes on this. Standard is getting stunned, bitches. Give us back our mechanic, Murakumo. Machining deck only. Useless and premium. Please don't do it. And then, oof, Excel decks that's not Silverthorn.
God.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah, this card's fine. Although... I question its effectiveness because your opponent still gets 2 units, so they're obviously going to stand their Vanguard, and then, depending on what kind of deck you're playing against, they might have the tools to kind of rebuild their board.
Yeah, it seems matchup dependent, which, if they ever give Vanguard a side deck, seems like it'd be good for that. But,
Yeah.
that's kind of it.
But you'd have to side deck an entire Machining deck as your backup.
Yeah, let's do it.
I assume you're running mostly
like you
machining stuff, yeah.
It's like siding injectors, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, don't even remind me about injectors.
Alright.
So this next
And
card is
that-
the exact opposite of Atlas.
It is Brawny Jerk. So, grade 1, 8k. Auto, Rearguard Circle, one place. Soul Blast 1, it gets 6,000 power until end of turn. Put the top card of your opponent's deck in the drop zone. It's grade 1 and greater, Soul Charge. And then, when it boosts a unit that attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, discard a card, your opponent also discards a card.
What?
Weird.
I really hate both of us discarding for no reason, but you know. Otherwise, a 14k grade 1.
Which
That
is
can
like,
maybe Soul Charge.
That's weird.
That's the thing that exists.
Also, you know what? The funniest thing about what Matt just said about it being the opposite of me, that's like possibly insulting in about 4 different ways, and I don't know which one it is. Okay. This thing does not deserve to be a double R, and...
Even
But
Hal
here we
is
are.
kind of like, it's an early game beater, question mark, and then it can hit high
exists.
numbers when it's boosting, and then, yeah, no one is probably going to use the second skill, but it's nice to have, I guess.
I love how, like, trying to be optimistic he is, and then just by that one, he gave up. He's like...
What do you do? It's so, like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, at most, it's going to make the prismatic mutant dude bigger for when you have that insanely high guard restrict.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it for all the high rarity stuff.
Yeah, so now comes the part where we talk about any rares or commons that interest us. I can't believe that How wrote one other card for it, so I'll let you take that, Root Beer.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that. Hiding Killer Leaf. So it's a grade 2, 9k. Auto, Vanguard Rearguard Circle. When it attacks the Vanguard, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, gains 10,000 power, and then put the top card of your opponent's deck into the drop zone. If it's grade 1 or greater, you draw.
Cool!
All right.
That's good. You're getting a tangible thing and possibly another tangible
enough.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Hal says this card is great. Why the hell is it a rare? Why don't we replace Brawny Jerk?
We'll
To
be
make it ever so slightly cheaper.
I cannot say enough good things about this card, like, oh my god. Let's see. Matt, do you have any?
Nothing serious. I have a joke one.
Go ahead.
All right. So Savage Mercenary, it's a grade 3 no gift. It can't be normal ridden, but listen to this shit. It has 27k power. It has another continuous skill on Rearguard Circle that if you have no units with the equip gauge in your same column as this unit, it can attack. But it's just a printed 27k grade 3. Just because why not?
It's a very weird card.
You're like, what?
Immediately,
I have another weird card after this.
Immediately, people started thinking of ways to meme that card. They were like, all right, you use the Spino Commando Break Ride, or the one that like makes you infinite Break Ride in Premium, and then you can ride this guy from Soul. And then now you're 27k basically.
Yeah!
So
I can't wait for the inevitability in Standard when they end up letting you ride this guy somehow. And then they have to like ban him or some dumbass shit.
Something like they introduce a mechanic like, all right, you can now ride from deck for fuck you reasons or something.
Yeah, and then like this guy ends up being ridden, and they have to like ban him for no fuck. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Not live for this timeline.
Exactly. Root Beer, you said you had another one?
Yeah, this one is also basically a mean card. Machining Centipede. So it's a grade 3, 12k with a Protect gift. So act Vanguard Rearguard, Counterblast 1, choose the same number of your opponent's units as the number of your rested rearguards, and until your opponent's next turn, those units lose Twin Drive, Intercept, and Boost, and cannot gain them, and then stand this unit.
Cannot gain them?
What?
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, you just turn off whatever their grade scale is, and they can't get it back.
That's kind of interesting, though.
I have a lot of questions, and I'm not even sure how to phrase them.
Okay, so... Alright, Counterblast. Same number of rested rearguards.
Let me ask it this way: What if your opponent has some grade 3? Like, let's even use the Megacolony idiot, right? Let's use fucking what's that guy's name again?
Which one?
Gunning Colio, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's an on-ride, so that doesn't even fucking matter, right?
Yeah.
Because if you choose your opponent's Vanguard and your opponent re-rides, they're gonna have Twin Drive, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a new unit.
I mean, at the same time, it works with it says end of the opponent's next turn. So if it's a deck that doesn't call very often, you can shut off all their boosters. You can shut off intercept for the turn. And if you're playing against Royal Paladin, it's like a special fuck you. For some reason. Oh wait, no, it loses twin drive, so you can still keep drive checks. So,
but they can re-ride.
Yeah. No. I
mean, then you have twin drive again.
Oh no, the thing with Ganslot making Blaster Blade a rear guard. Or a Vanguard. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but it only turns off twin drive. That means your opponent still gets a drive check simply for being a Vanguard.
I mean, sure, but that's still losing a card at that point in the game. So, funny meme. I have two that are Spike Brothers related. There's Offensive Punter, grade 1, 8k. He's a rare. On rare when it boosts, Soul Blast, and he gets plus 2k till end of battle. And then at the end of the battle, you draw a card and put this unit on the bottom of your deck. And then when he is rode upon, you can call him to rear.
Okay.
So this is kind of middle of the road, but it also means that Spike Brothers now have 2 grade 1s that you want to ride, which means, cool, more early game shit. Medusa. The other one was Detonate Barrel, grade 2, 10k. On rear, when it attacks, you can Soul Blast a copy of him, and then draw a card, and this unit gets plus 10k till end of battle. So this is just screaming, put me in safe read.
What a weird card.
Also, he's shooting a fucking rocket out of his knees, so that was more what I was interested in, was the rocket knees than anything else.
I don't know the I'm not good at kind of like a spatial construction, so I don't know how his leg works really.
Sure, me neither.
But go him.
I mean, I think it's a prosthetic. Yeah.
I mean, I'd hope so.
Probably.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I was born that way, but I don't expect everybody to be.
Okay. Anybody else have any other ones?
Oh yeah, Cheer Girl Tiara. Guts.
God fucking damn it! Wait, she got new art?
Yeah, she's in the set.
Oh, she just got reprinted. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like she got new art or something.
Along with our boy Mecha Trainer.
Yeah, because Matt's helping. All right. I think we're out of cards to talk about, so instead I will say this. If you would like more details about the Spike Brothers cards in this set, go to Living Proof's channel, because he goes through every single new card in this set and goes in depth on them. So that's cool. There are no equivalents for Tachikaze, unfortunately, and for Megacolony there's nobody for that, but you have House Notes, so that kind of works. Who won this set?
I don't know.
On its face, I think Spike Brothers.
Disagree. I think Tachikaze won. But I've been wrong about many things before. What I can say is that at least in Premium, Spike Brothers got so many like weird new things to play with. Now for Standard, I think Tachikaze might come out on top with that. I think that's where most of the hype is. But Spike Brothers never really gets hype as a clan for some reason.
Yeah.
No matter how good
I don't know.
it is.
I just think like with Bull Spike now, and being able to bounce around your force marker, that's potentially 3 attacks with crits.
Or plus 10.
On your first.
Or you have like 3 force markers on an idiot and like plus 30k.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though, like, either way, you have a lot of really strong early pressure, and then sooner or later they're going to have to guard with at least one of your attacks, so that means you get to draw a card and potentially retire something too.
Yep.
So there's a lot of utility, a lot of advantage, and then being able to bounce around your force markers gives you pretty decent offensive ability too. So I don't know. I just feel like with Bull Spike being able to generate advantage and giving the deck more utility, that it might be the dark horse deck.
I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all. Matt, who do you think won?
It's really tough because I think like nobody came out like clearly ahead.
Yeah.
But I definitely do. I definitely do like the Spikes and Tachikaze cards more than the Megacolony cards.
Oh yeah, the Megacolony lost big time.
I just don't see a deck for Megacolony somehow.
I think because they tried to do yet another mechanic. Like they went sideways again. Like, Megacolony is one of the few clans where going upward with the power creep is kind of needed.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Murakuma, which they did, which is nice. But, yeah, it seems like, Root Beer, what did you call it? Bag of tricks?
I don't remember.
Okay, so, like, I can't remember where I heard it, but someone said that, like, Megacolony's thing now is just a bag of tricks. Which is, like, not good, I think.
No, you definitely want a coherent strategy in your decks.
Yeah. Like, Hao thinks that this is going to be an amazing top-tier deck, but, like, he's super biased.
He's also... He's just an optimistic person, so I don't want to destroy that for him.
Like, he claims that it's good against, like, Mordred and Silverthorn and Bermuda, but, like...
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, he says he likes
hard
playing
to
it with
say,
Protect 2 as well, so, like, he has to be doing some kind of play testing, but... Like, I don't know if it's just him being optimistic, like, his opponents being bad, or if this is just actually what's happening.
I mean, he says, at worst it's decent, but you do the milling effect so much that one or two of them will be what you want, whatever that means. And then he says, at best the opponent will cry. I mean, sure, I believe that's the best case scenario for Vanguard, beating your opponent so handily that they cry.
I mean, I guess, like, in that case, I think it's just referring more to the fact that the effects are just really annoying.
Annoying, sure, but I don't know.
Like, annoying has always kind of been Megacolony's thing. I just feel like, based on what we've seen, the deck seems medium at best.
Yeah. I mean, in Premium, there's still kind of a dark horse contender with the Dredora Stride and everything. So maybe more of their stuff will catch on there. Like, you have the... Like, I feel like Brawny Jerk would do better in Premium, where you get so many more cards that discarding one isn't going to be as big of a deal. Like, in Standard, if you drop a card that's like, what, 1/4 of your hand most of the time? Okay, fine, no one agrees with me. Alright. So I think that about does it for this episode of Nexus at Night. Guys, where can people find you out there?
You can find me at Wiggums, 2Gs, 2Zs.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse. I do the drawings.
Yes, he does. You can find me personally at Atlas Novak on Twitter or Instagram, and you can find this show at Nexus at Night on Twitter or Instagram. I hope you were playing along with your bingo cards this episode that I tweeted out last week. I'm not sure if anyone got bingo. If they do, please tweet at us. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.